Well, good afternoon, everybody. Are we all ready to start? It was hard at first not to say good morning, right? We're all getting used to afternoon service. Should we start with the first song? Everyone ready? It's so fun. I was thinking this morning, oh wow, I could actually hear people sing with me. So I really encourage you to sing along, and because I've been doing it on the recordings maybe once a month, and sing along at home and hoping people are singing on the other side of the screen, but it's great to actually sing together. So this is called Beauty in You by Karen Drecker. Some of you may already know this song, but yeah, feel free to join me if you want. I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the child in you. I see the sweetness in you. I see the softness in you, and so it is. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it. Deep in my soul, I just know it, that you are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet love. Join me. I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the child in you. I see the sweetness in you. I see the softness in you, and so it is. Yeah, I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it. You are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet love. So we're going to sing it one more time. If you feel comfortable, even if you're not singing it, if you're just beaming that to another person in the room, we all need reminders, right? Let's do it one more time. 1, 2. I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the child in you. I see the sweetness in you. I see the softness in you, and so it is. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it. You are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet. I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you, and so it is.
Beautiful, Heather. Thank you. So good to see you in person. So wonderful to see each of you in person. Welcome to Centers for Spiritual Living, Rogue Valley. I'm Rev Michelle Arellano, and I'll be doing the talk today. It's a true honor to be in person with you. I feel a little giddy. You can feel the energy in the room, the beautiful collective energy, and I just want to welcome you here. Oh, we are an all-inclusive teaching. We believe in every path to God. We honor all religions, and we value diversity and inclusion. And no matter where you are on your path, you're welcome here. So welcome today. I am honored to be here with you. Please silence your cell phones or turn them off for the service so we can keep flowing with the flow today, and sit back and enjoy. The talk today is going to be my center is my truth. And we'll unpack that today, as one of our students talked about quite a bit in our foundations class. We'll unpack that today. So I'd like to also recognize our crew who do an amazing job. They're like the brain trust behind the services. We are live streaming also, and so they take care of the audio, they take care of getting everything set up, getting it all ready. We have Ben Rummel, we have Vivian, we have Jason, we have our volunteer corner over there. So it takes a team to get the service going in the morning. And then our practitioner today is beautiful practitioner Laura Stewart, who is also a ministerial student. And then Wendy Wellborn is in the back. She is just become a licensed practitioner, and she is holding the high watch for us today. So I'll turn it back over to Heather for our opening solo song. And then Laura will come up and do a reading and an opening prayer for us.
And I just noticed, I apologize, but I didn't notice the change from 4 to 5 songs. So I only have 3 more songs for us. So if we could go into the invocation and reading, and then I do a song after that, that would be great. Sorry. It used to be 4.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, good afternoon. That is going to take some getting used to. I mean, I just, out of the gate, it's going to. Like Reverend Michelle said, it is so beautiful to see all of you here today. It's so good to be in person again and to just feel your energy. Not that you can't feel it over the Zoom calls and the Facebook posts and all of those things, but it's just a little sweeter in person. So if you feel comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes as we gently bring our attention to this moment, this beautiful, perfect moment that is exquisitely shown up here just for our enjoyment. I know that right here and now there is only one power and presence, one infinite intelligence that is moving in, through, and as each and every one of us, just the way that we are and just the way that we are not. I know that this time together is blessed and perfect, that everyone will receive exactly what they need to feel, to hear, to sense, to open up to their greatest and highest yet to be. So I give great thanks for this, knowing that it is good, it is so, and so it is. So the reading that I've chosen today is from Lao Tzu. He states, "He does not look, yet he sees. He does not do, yet all is done. We are here to align ourselves with the infinite good of the universe. I choose to call this good spirit, but it goes by so many names. We live in a world of effects, though. We are bombarded with information from the world around us. We are distracted trying to understand it all, and much of the information is fear-based. Lao Tzu reminds us that the more we get caught up in the outer world of distraction, the less dominion we have over our own lives. The more we get caught up in fear, the less access we have to the eternal goodness that is ours for the living of it. We have access within to greatness and revelation. We have access to divine right order, right action, what it is and how to align with it. We have access to great love and the knowledge of how to express it without the ego's agenda. We have access to divine inspiration within, the realm of creativity that is expansive and unlimited. We have access to the joy and happiness that comes with living life fearlessly, courageously, in faith and trust, knowing that we are always supported. We have access to divine intelligence that knows without knowing how it knows. This is what Lao Tzu and many great teachers have told us over the years. All you seek is within you. Quit looking outside of yourself for what is already present inside of you. That divine spark, that perfection, that infinite all that is the truth of who and what you are, and who and what each and every one of us are. It can be absolutely no other way, for it is the truth. As you accept these truths about yourself, you become a light unto the world. You elevate the consciousness of this planet as you allow the Spirit to live itself through you. May you have fun being that light today.
There's a poem by David White called Sweet Darkness. Some of you may know it, but that poem inspired much of this song. When your vision has gone, no part of the world will find you. It's time to look at yourself and recognize all that glory within. You are a piece of God. And you are so worthy of love. So come on and claim your birthright. Remember the seed within. Feast upon this life. And don't forsake your soul for another. You decide what's right and give up all but that which you belong to. You are a piece of God, and you are so worthy of love. You are a part of this all. So come on and claim your birthright. Remember the seed within. We've got to remember and that seed within.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Heather. And thank you, Laura. I think we could probably all go home now. That's the talk. Have a good day. Really just captured the essence, both of you. Thank you so much for setting such a beautiful, energetic stage for today. So when I was looking into what I wanted the talk to be for today, I was at the Lake of the Woods with my family. And it's, my family, there's 6 siblings, and when we get together, we all come in, and there's like a tornado, and we all love each other, and then everybody leaves. And it's a beautiful blessing, and but it's, it's quite exciting. So I was sitting out on the dock with my sisters, and I was thinking about just the essence of the theme for the month, which is based on Reverend Michael Beckwith's book, Spiritual Liberation, Fulfilling Your Soul's Potential. As I was feeling into that, I thought, when do I feel that most in my life? And I was talking to my sisters about that, and I feel it most when I'm centered, when I'm in that space of that God seed, and I'm in that space of the infinite and my soul and my purpose, that center space. that for me is the ticket. That's it. That's it, the center. And when I'm off, I lose that spot. I can move out of that space, out of center, tilted. I feel tilted. And so that really is the arch of the talk today. The quote that I wanted to start with, how perfect, which Laura did not know this, it's Lao Tzu, and it's at the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are, and you know what you want. And sometimes with this spiritual life that a lot of us hear about is finding our purpose, finding, what is that for us? What's our purpose in life? And the more that I've been on my spiritual journey, what I'm finding, my purpose is how I show up for everything that I do in my life. It's not necessarily standing up here and having the honor to be with all of you today and doing the talk. It's how I show up when I go to the grocery store, and it's how I show up for my family and my loved ones. It's how I show up in life. And when I'm in that center space, everything is so beautiful. There's miracles everywhere. And when I'm out of it, boy, I can sure see the challenges a lot better. It's a real shift between the two. So, what is that center? And I think different words resonate with different people. So I wanted to bring different words into the space. It's that space, it's the heart space, it's our soul, it's spirit, it's the universe expressing through us. It's unconditional love and peace. It's that feeling that we're inspired by life and not exhausted by life. It's that sweet spot, the truth. It's our divine connection, and it's that still, quiet inner voice that is always loving us and always giving us those beautiful messages. And a quote from Rumi is, "We carry the wonders we seek outside of us." We carry those wonders. And another one, I've got a lot of Rumi quotes today too, it really kind of fits that center space, is there is a sun within every person. There is a sun within every person. And so thinking about that center place, when we're off, when we're out of balance, when we've lost our center, when we're on tilt or when I'm on tilt. Sometimes it's a feeling of being overwhelmed. Sometimes it's busyness that throws us off. Sometimes it's big change coming into our life. And sometimes it's just life. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. So in this human experience, it's a quirky experience. The culture, the peer pressure, the, making the payments and, doing all the things that we do in life, it's easy to get thrown off when we forget. And the flow of life sometimes going and living this human world, it's like when we move back to our spiritual selves, it's like salmon swimming upstream sometimes, because there's this spiritual, they call it spiritual practices, but it's a spiritual muscle that as we continue to exercise that spiritual muscle, it helps us stay centered. It helps us find that sweet spot. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you is about the ego versus our higher self. So when we get caught up in the head and the to-do lists and the busyness, I have a list that is based on that. We have a lot of times, and I can relate to this, and maybe some of you can relate to this list as well, is when we're in that space, there could be a feeling of separation, competition, chasing, blaming, pride, jealousy, materialism, complaining, past or future orientated, self-importance, hostility, and greed. And when we move to the higher, to the center, to the higher self, to our soul self, to our connection, there's a feeling of unity and collaboration, attracting, responsibility, love. We're happy for others. There's a fulfillment within us, gratitude. We're present. We importance, friendliness, and abundance. And so that's kind of a good example of when we're centered and when we're off center. So a quote for you from Lisa Rankin is, "The longest journey you will ever make is the journey from your head to your heart." It's that 18 inches between our head and our heart. And, I used to be hard on myself when I would get out of center. I'd be like, I've gone through all this schooling, I've become a minister, I'm an ordained minister now, how do I get off center so easy? And what I'm realizing is I just have great compassion for myself. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. We all are. And so what I'm learning is that the more that I can move to my spiritual practices, the more they bring me back to my center place. What are some of the spiritual practices? And I know that our beloved Rev. Kimberly Hopkins talked about this a little bit last week, and she is on a well-deserved vacation today, so we'll just send her blessings on her hike with her sisters. And she talked about spiritual practices as well, and I feel like it's one of the most important things that we can do for ourselves, and it can be different for each person. Spiritual practices is what brings us back to our center. So it can be a deep conversation with a friend, it can be a meditation, it could be a beautiful walk in nature, it could be on the beach in Hawaii, it could be, it could be whatever that is for us that lights us up, that where we're lit up from the inside. And for me, a lot of times what has been bringing me back is guided meditations. And what I'm noticing is when I listen to guided meditations, I can go for a walk, so I can get my nature walk in and my meditation at the same time. And it brings me back. It brings me back. And sometimes I do that a few times a day. And what I notice too is the busier I get, the more I need to do my spiritual practices, which, feels counterintuitive sometimes, but that for me is just such a way to come back and show up. A good example is for work. Things get really busy. We've got a lot going on. I can move to my head really quick and start to feel the pressure of that. And I'll take off, and this is the blessing of working from home, and do a 20-minute walk and put a meditation on. I'll come back and sit in my desk. I'm a new person. I am much more positive, I am refreshed, I am calm, and I have woke up. I have hit the reset button, and I do it a lot. So another quote around that is a quote from Joseph Campbell: "The mission of life is to align our heartbeat with the rhythm of the universe." I wanted to share a personal story with you around that, and I've had some changes, big changes come up in my life, and that's another area that I can be thrown off center a bit. We purchased a fixer-upper house. Those of you that are friends with me on Facebook get to see all the fun pictures. And we are working on it sometimes 3 to 4 days a week. And it's a big project. It's a big fixer-up. It's an adorable home. And when we can see it, it's getting to the other side. And so between working 3/10s and then moving into remodel mode, what I have found after a couple weeks, I was way off center. Like, woo, I was out there, and I realized quickly that I needed to find my way back. and that I was responsible for that. You know, it wasn't the world doing this, or it was me making my choices, and I'm responsible for that. And so realizing that, you know, I need to have a couple days off. I need to do Nia dance, which is another one of my spiritual practices. I need to do meditation. I need to have a recharge time, and rescheduling that and creating a life that works for me. And continuing to do that. It's a continuous progress. And the other example that I wanted to give was this past foundations class and moving into the center place. Foundations is 10 weeks, and we meet every week for about 2.5 hours, and we go through the foundations of science of mind and the teachings. And it is a powerful class. Every class has been an amazing class, and they all have like their own collective energy. And this last class, which was sweet, is that it kept going deeper and deeper, because each student became more and more open and more vulnerable. And in that openness and in that vulnerability, more people could become open and vulnerable and ask some of those challenging questions of how this makes sense and what this all means. But as the class continued to do that, each person felt safe and continued to move into that heart space. And it was such an incredible experience. The theme of the class became a quote from Rumi: "Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I will meet you there." One of my all-time favorite quotes, because as life circumstances come up, it's life, you know, and so calling something good and calling something bad, a lot of times we limit ourselves, because some of those things that are challenging are actually setting us up for bigger blessings in our life. And so when we're out in that field beyond wrongdoing and right doing, it allows space for the blessings to come in. It allows space for us to see those blessings in our life. And it takes us to a place that is that center place. You know, it is that center place. It's not about wrong and right. It's about being in that place of unconditional love. So in the theme for the month is Reverend Michael Beckwith, and the book Spiritual Liberation. I've read that book, and it's an amazing book. I would highly recommend it to anybody that's interested in reading it. But what I'm going to quote from today is the 40-day Mind Fast Soul Feast, and it's a daily reader, and it's been a great little book. So on day 25, the theme for this day is "It's an inside job." Perfect, right? And the quote is from Rumi. "Your love has made me sure I am ready to forsake this worldly life and surrender to the magnificence of your being." And what it says in here, the awakening you crave is a function of the inner life. It can never be realized through circumstances, relationships, or accomplishments. In other words, you cannot find true satisfaction outside of fulfilling your highest destiny, realization of your oneness with Spirit. And then the affirmation for that day is, "I sense the presence at the center of my being. My mind, heart, and soul drink deeply from this divine well and forever quench my thirst." When I first moved into spirituality, there was a part of me, I was seeking a higher power, a God of my understanding. And there was something inside me that said, but I don't want to give up who I am. Like, I don't want to become some holy roller, or like I like who I am. I mean, I'm a lot, but I like who I am. And I don't want to give them up. And what I have found on my spiritual journey is the opposite has happened. Each time I step deeper into myself, it's more me than I've ever been me before. I've never had to give up myself. I've only found myself. And that's the beauty of the inside, is that is beyond any words. It's beyond anything that I could say to anybody in this room. That innerness in each of us is so incredibly special. It is infinite. It is the cosmos. It is all power. It is all love. It is all knowingness. It is our divine connection to the oneness of the universe. And each of us, each one of us has that inside of us. And these spiritual paths that we could be on, or this journey in our life as we go deeper inside ourselves, that's always there. It's always, always there. We just uncover. We uncover more and more. And that's the beautiful part of moving to that center place for each of us, is to be able to connect and to be able to move into that place of unconditional love. A quote from Marianne Williamson: "The soul is the truth of who we are." The soul is the truth of who we are. And we are all individual footprints in this world. Nobody else in this world has the same footprint as each one of us has. We are unique, and we are going to be the only footprint ever that's never been here before and never will be here again. And so we are unique individual expressions of the divine, which I love. I mean, I love that, right? Like, because we are all one, but yet we are all so individual and so beautiful and so unique. And what life calls us to do is to move from our soul. It's really to move from our soul. And it doesn't necessarily mean we have to go save the world. I mean, if that's it, great. But it could mean making somebody's day. It could mean the littlest things in the world. Because as we raise our vibration, we raise the vibration of the world. That's our soul journey. Do the things that bring us alive. Do the things that we love. Because when we do that, that is the soul purpose. That is the purpose in the world. So a quote from Ernest Holmes, our founder and teacher, great teacher in science of mind. And what Dr. Holmes was able to do is he was able to synthesize great truths and great philosophies in the science of mind. And he was able to bring it together in such a way that it makes it very individual for us, because it's our connection. It's our connection with the divine. So the quote is, "As you learn to release all your burdens to the right action of God, you will find that everything falls into its proper place. You let your problems slip away from you, realizing that a power greater than you are, a presence that is within you, is ready, willing, and able to guide you in all ways. Then peace, security, and fulfillment come with ease, and there is a sense of joy and accomplishment." Ernest Holmes. And that's what I have found too, is that when I can move from the center space, when I can move from a place that I'm connected to myself, to my soul, to spirit, there's a synchronicity in life that I see, that I notice much more from that place. There's a flow, there's a beauty, the right person calls at the right time. You're walking and you're feeling unconditional love, and all of a sudden a breeze brushes by you when you're in the middle of Lithia Park. You know, whatever that is, that when our heart space is open, we can see the miracles in life. So my challenge to you as I start to wrap this up is to leave you with a question and intention for the week. What brings you to your soul spot, to that sweet spot in the center, that heart space, the connection with the divine. What brings you there? What is it for you individually that takes you to that place where you just feel that love in such a big, beautiful way welling up inside of you? And then set your intention for the week to experience that same feeling in all areas of your life. Even some of those areas that might be a little challenging or might be a little crunchy, is to take that same feeling into those areas and allow yourself to be in that space. And one of the things that is a mantra for me is, by the grace of God we go. By the grace of God I go. And that's something that brings me back to that space really quickly. By the grace of God I go. So with that, I would like to move into prayer. So if you just want to take a deep breath in, release, and knowing that it is all God, that it is all spirit, that it is all good, that the universe is for us. And knowing that in this ease, in this grace, and in this unconditional love spirit, that we individually know that place within us. We move from that place within us, feeling the love that wells up inside. As we love ourselves, we love the world. And caring for ourselves in our practices and in our experiences. So when we love ourselves, we love others. And we allow spirit to move in, through, and around us. We are the lights that lights up the world. And in this knowingness, I give great, great, great thanks. Knowing that that center spot is that sweet spot, and that this life is a gift. It's a gift. And even when circumstances seem challenging, there's a hidden gift in there. Knowing that it is all God, that it is all now, I give great thanks. I release this into the universe. And together we say, and so it is.
So I want to thank Kailash Kokopelli for this beautiful chant. Above and below and all around you are. Above and below and all around you are. You are the essence of all the beauty of life. You are the essence of all the love in my life. Sacred One, source within and beyond. 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 Above and below and all around you are. Above and below and all around you are. You are the essence of all the beauty of life. You are the essence of all the love in my life. Sacred One, source within and beyond. Sacred One, source within and beyond. Sacred Sacred One, source within and beyond. Sacred One, source within and beyond. I invite you to sing that with me. Sacred One, source within and beyond. 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 Two more. Sacred One, source within and beyond. Sacred One, source within and beyond.
Beautiful. Thank you. So now's the time in our service for our offering. There's offering baskets in the back, and I'm going to say our giving affirmation. There's also opportunities to give online with cslroguevalley.org. The giving affirmation, if you'd like to repeat after me, is, from the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world, and it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. And so it is. And just, those that give, there's an opportunity to give monthly. If you want to sign up monthly on the website, I do that personally just so I don't have to try to remember everything, and it really helps. But the giving helps with keeping the center going and thriving. So now we have announcements. Our UCC partners have invited us to an ice cream social next Sunday at 11:30 here in the social hall, a chance to meet congregants from our sister community, and it'll be between the two services, and so everyone's welcome. And then I'd like to call Patricia up to make an announcement for volunteering.
Thank you. Hello, my spiritual family. What a beautiful thing. Last week we did a great job in putting back the chairs, and we're going to do that again, and we're going to ask other people. But what we also need are some leaders for doing that, so that what I have here is to take down leader. We take down leader for chairs. So I have a sign-up sheet. It's going to be over on that table. And so we're asking you to help as much as you can to put those away. I think I found where they go. Just as someone this morning, I think we're going to get the racks right out of there. So that's very important. And then also, if anyone who has already volunteered to be an usher or would like to be one, I would like them to, there are sheets back there for signing up. And if someone has already volunteered, just check your email address and your phone number, please, for the future. So the other thing we're going to be needing is volunteers to help take down all this wonderful equipment that we have at our disposal. We're not quite sure when that's going to start, but Reverend Kimberly asked me to get a list started for when they make that decision. So I think that's really it. I also want to let you know that through that office door there, and you go through around that way, there's also a restroom there. So if it feels more convenient for you to do that. So does anyone have any questions about the chairs or how we're going to do that? These are set up for the folks who meet in the morning. And so this is the amount that they put up. And so this is the amount we have to take down and put away. So I really ask you for your participation in that, and I know we will get it like we always do. So thank you and blessings.
Thank you, and thank you for your service. There's also a spot to sign up for the newsletter back there. So if you're not receiving the newsletter, keeps you updated in all the happenings with CSL Rogue Valley. And prayer requests. You can submit prayer requests online, and there's also a prayer request box in the back that you can submit a request, and the practitioners will pray for you. I think that is it with the announcements. Rev Kimberly will be back next week for the talk, same time, same location. We're excited to be in this space. We're excited to be live. I just love seeing each of your faces here today. Thank you for coming out and honoring us with your presence. It's quite special right now, and I think it will continue to be. So we will now move into our closing song.
Yeah, and if you can and want to, I invite you to stand up for this closing song. I love this one. It's by Michael Stillwater. It's In the Light. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. And then we kind of play with those words. But there's 3 parts, and I'll just kind of repeat the parts, and they work together in harmony. So you can join me, or you can pop in one of those other parts and do some harmony. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. We'll do that a few times. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. Dancing is encouraged. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. One more of those. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. Here's the second part. In the light, in the love, in the glory of God I am. In the light, in the love, in the glory of God I am. 2 more of those. In the light, in the love, in the glory of God I am. In the light, in the love, in the glory of God I am. Here's the third part. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory I am. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory I am. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory I am. One more. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory I am. Now we're going to do each part twice, and join me or pick another part. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in in the light, in the love, in the glory of God I am. In the light, in the love, in the glory, in the light, in the love, in the glory, in the light, in the love, in the glory I am. In the light, in the love, in the glory, in the light, in the love, in the glory, in the light, in the love, in the glory I am. I am. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. And one more quote from Lao Tzu: do your work, then step back. That's one of my favorites. Do your work and step back.
Oh, that's a good one. Thank you. Beautiful. Woo! All right, a final blessing is just to know that your week unfolds with beauty and grace and centeredness and joy and magic and oneness, that God's hand is in, through, and around each one of us, and we send that love out into the universe. Thank you, God. Thank you, each of you. Thank you, love, and thank you, life. And together we say, and so it is. Blessings.